Welcome to What You Watching Together. This is our first episode. That's the name it's a project
Work in
name.
progress. Work in progress.
I'm Tony.
I'm Sharlene.
And
this is where we're going to review basically the things we've watched together over the past week. This one's a little bit longer than a week, but yeah.
Yeah. But essentially, we're going to just talk about what we've watched.
And review it.
What was good about.
So we should say spoiler alert. We may well reveal some details. If you haven't watched the things that we're talking about and you don't want to have it spoiled, fast forward through them.
Yeah, well, we'll tell you what we'll talk about up front. So what we have watched this week
Number one.
Recently is Wayward on Netflix.
Short form summary, Dead.
Wait, straight in. I was going to
What's
list them
my short
off.
form summary?
I was going to list them off.
Oh, right, okay.
All right, so what we've watched is Wayward,
Black Rabbit.
And what's that thing? Oh, Monsters.
The Ed Gein.
The Ed Gein psycho thing.
Yeah, and we watched Big Brother, but
bit of Big Bro.
Bit separate. So let's start with Wayward. So yeah, short form summary, dead, in my opinion.
Well,
no, it was dead.
Started okay, got dead.
It's like a lot of shows on Netflix recently. Like you invest 6-7 episodes. Oh, I just hit my mic. And then on the last episode, it's just dead. It's just like, what? I just spent 7 hours of my life for that to be the ending.
Yeah,
and that's how I felt with Wayward.
At first, I felt like it was alright, and I was tolerating some things that I weren't really feeling about it. But yeah, I just feel like
I can't even remember how it ended.
It ended with,
but it was just like
she stayed and she didn't leave.
It was flat.
Yeah.
Good acting though. So the main star, what's her name? Oh, I can't remember. You'd have to Google it. But she was really good. So at the beginning. And that's why I think it was good at the beginning. The characters were quite
definitely
good.
Not good acting from the main.
The main woman.
No.
With the glasses.
Oh yeah, the woman from the
That's
school.
What we should say. So really, a synopsis of what it is.
I'll give you the synopsis because you're just jumping straight in. So the synopsis was essentially
the first time.
There's this village and there's this school where people ship off their kids to in this village if they feel like the kids are slipping or not being on point. Yeah, so it's
a school for wayward teenagers essentially.
Is that an actual saying?
Yeah, I was a wayward teenager. You wasn't. That's why you probably don't know the saying. But I would have gone to this school. So it was a school for like basically naughty teens. And it was set in this village where it turned out there were no kids.
Well, it's less of a school and it's more of a prison, essentially, wasn't it? It's like shipping. It's like a...
Although they were actually doing therapy to help them.
They weren't doing no education.
But actually it was a bit peak. No, they weren't doing any education. It was to therapize them.
Yeah, but what about education? They're going there from young.
Okay, that's not actually the point of the show. Anyway, so the point was these two kids came. Well, there were these two kids, weren't they? And one of them was like particularly wayward, leading this other one astray. So the one who wasn't the wayward one, I guess, her parents sent her away. Really dread. Like I'd think if your parents sent you away to this school, you'd be like, what? Anyway, they sent her away, and then her friend came to rescue her and somehow ended up in the school. I can't remember why, but so they both ended up in the school together. And then it's like the unveiling of what's really going on in the school.
What's going on in the school. So basically the school wasn't what it was making out to be, blah, blah, blah. You think it's going to lead up to something, big and insightful when really nothing really transpires from it. They end up looking like the school was actually okay in the end. Not okay, but...
So the girl who was the original wayward one ended up saying, I want to stay at the school because she felt she belonged there.
No, I just thought it was dead.
Yeah, to be honest, even our synopsis.
Yeah, the synopsis. This is let me make clear. This is a rubbish synopsis. We are not explaining it well at all, and I think that is less about us and more about the show. I think the show was a bit dead, where it's even hard to explain.
No, it wasn't. That's harsh. Because for 6 episodes, it was fine, but it's just one of those ones where it's like you can't make us watch for 6-7 hours and then just end like abysmally, and it was one of those. So conclusion out of 10.
4.5.
That's what I was thinking. 4.5. Doesn't even need the extra half. Anyway, next.
What was much better? So Black Rabbit. So
Black
this
Rabbit
was
really
my man Bateman,
Jason Bateman, aka Marty. Is it Marty? From Ozarks.
And
Jude Law.
Initially, I was a bit skeptical because Bateman can't really do anything but Bateman. Marty. And he kind of was Marty at first to me.
I thought it was all right. I thought he switched it up.
I warmed to it.
I stopped seeing Marty.
I did just see Marty from Ozarks at first. It felt like just Marty from Ozarks had entered another show. But he did kind of twist it a bit. But essentially it was a good show, basically.
So synopsis? Oh, no, let me give my short form summary. watch it. It was good.
Wicked. Yeah, I thought it was wicked. Short some synopsis. 2 brothers. One's a bit of a
Wayward. No, it's not. He's like what? The one in the family is troublemaker, isn't he? He's a bit of troublemaker.
Well, he's not even troublemaker. He's just like...
He's a wheeling dealer, isn't he? I think they both are, actually.
What do they call it? Black sheep of the family?
Yeah, I didn't want to say that. I thought that, and I thought, I'm not saying that phrase. I hate that phrase.
Okay.
But that's what one would say, innit? Yeah.
Essentially, he's that one where people think he's a bit crooked in how he does things, and why is he making those decisions, blah, blah, blah. And he's got the brother who's a bit more clean cut on the outside perception. Like it. But essentially, they're both basically the same. They're both... and it's all about troubles. This bar
club that they're running, or that the Jude Law brothers running, called Black Sheep, which actually it turns out that the other brother started in it. Bateman started. What did I say?
Black Sheep.
The Black Rabbit. But anyway, but there's a lot of crookedness going on. So both brothers essentially are a bit crooked, and they start getting into problems with like, not the mafia, but like gangs. What else? Then there's snakes, like the woman who was working in the bar. Remember, she was just a snake. She snaked man out. Remember? That woman that hated the chef. Yeah, and then like Jude Law sleeping with his best friend's girlfriend and stuff. So it's a bit passage drama.
Here's a high-level synopsis. The high-level synopsis is both the brothers are a lot of money, and they're doing the madness to try and
get the money
and get the money back.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things at stake: their family, the restaurant, their relationships, and it's all kind of being one big melting pot, trying to raise this money, but then it gets on top.
Yeah. But it was good for, I don't know if it was 8 episodes again, but I think it ended according to what we had just watched. You didn't feel like, oh, how disappointing. It was a good ending.
It's one of those ones
well acted again.
Yes,
good acting.
And it was one of those, it's a limited series, so it's not like...
Yeah, it's not ending on a cliffhanger.
It's concluded.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But so that was I'll say 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to say 8. Yeah, 8.
Not 8.5. You cut the halves.
If I feel like it's a half, I'll say half. But
you're saying 8.5?
No, I'm calling it 8 still. Cool. That one was
all right.
8.
So Black Rabbit, good. Wayward, not so good. What was the third thing? Oh.
What?
Ed Gein.
This is so...
Right.
She loves to watch Psycho.
Everybody likes to watch.
No, not everybody. You love to watch.
My search history right now is peak.
And a question to anyone watching: should I be worried if my woman just wants to watch pure serial killer psycho stuff?
They're fascinating. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but you're a bit too into it. You're watching and you're not. It's not even like you're not scared. Just shook.
Which leads us on to the summary of my view of this one, and I feel really bad for saying this, but actually I feel like Ed Gein as a subject, or at least the way they portrayed him in this show, wasn't actually dread enough to warrant a show. Although that being said, the monsters before he was dread.
That's what I mean. You're watching too much. How is
no, that's a lie. Because the monsters before, which was about the Menendez brothers, they weren't dread, but their story was really interesting. So actually, I think my synopsis for this, or my short form summary for Ed Gein, is dead again. And I think that's especially given the previous 2 series. So there was Dharma, which you watched with me, which was sick.
That was a bit too much.
It was peak. But these are true stories. So it was peak, but it was really good. The Menendez one was really good. I actually think they should have got let out of prison. But anyway, a really good, thrilling watch. And then this one, so you've got all these expectations of the previous 2 series. And then this one was just a bit like I struggled to watch it.
No, but I think that was more due to the slow pacing.
That's what I mean. It was just
but I think it was. I've almost.
No,
so basically, what I learned from watching it is that Ed Gein is essentially some serial killer from back in the day, back in the 40s or whatever it was, and who is Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on him, and the movie
inspired by.
Psycho and Psycho
and Silence of the Lambs. That guy. I can't remember what his name is. Yeah, he was in there. I knew you weren't paying attention. He was falling asleep. That's why you didn't enjoy it.
But essentially, though, Psycho was made by Hitchcock.
Yes.
And Hitchcock's movies are slow.
So you think it was based on that?
I think they're almost trying to give a nod to him by giving this little slow pacing.
Anyway, let's do the summary. So the summary is about this guy, Ed Gein, who was, he killed 2 people back in the day. And it's basically... what it's doing is retelling his story, but then it's interweaving Hitchcock and how that film was inspired by it. And then it interweaves the making of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how that was inspired by it. And then it interweaves all this thing about this German woman who was like basically Dredd during the kind of World War II times. But what it's actually doing, because people like me, you go and research, you find out the real stories, making things up. Like a lot of it wasn't very factual. It wasn't things that had happened, where the previous two have been like a more of a historical accounting. This one was a lot of nonsense. A lot of the things in it hadn't even happened, which I think says a lot about how bad it was. And I think they were adding things that were a bit made up because there weren't that much substance to his story, sadly. Like he was Dredd.
He's
I'm not going to go into what he was, but
he was a psycho.
He was Dredd.
So that's what
he's a psycho, and that comes across.
I think that's what the show was trying to do, isn't it?
But it was boring. I remember I said at one point, you know what, forget it, I'm not watching. And you was just like, we've invested too much. And we only really watched it because we had watched so much. Not because we were enjoying it, not because I even cared about the ending. And then someone else told me, well, watch it to the end because the last episode was good, which it actually was. It started bringing in Ted Bundy, which is a separate serial killer, which is what they should have done the series on.
No,
much more interesting. But yeah, overall, the pace was too slow, not very factual, nothing compared to the previous two.
I just walked away questioning, why am I watching this? But not because it was dry.
What then?
Because
you was asleep.
Well, that's one reason. But also questions like, when I was awake.
Because you don't like serial killer
things.
Too much. I don't know why you watch.
It's too much.
There was one scene where I was like,
it's too much.
This is.
And it's like, why am I in my yard dreading myself out watching this madman who actually existed?
Yeah, that's a separate issue.
No, it's not a separate issue, because when you want to watch the next one,
don't watch it then.
We won't be together. We won't be doing a together review of it because it's too much. The
next one's on someone who's really boring. Not boring. I shouldn't say boring, but not the best subject. But for me, Ed Gein Story, a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Just no
less
good.
Than Wayward. No,
it was less than. It was definitely more boring than Wayward.
Do you know why it went worse than Wayward?
Was interesting for 6 episodes.
No, do you know why it went worse than Wayward?
It was worse than Wayward.
There was some parts of it that I was quite engaged in.
I wasn't.
Because I engaged. It was Dredd. It was Dredd, but the Dreadness had me kind of hooked onto what was going on.
So you're Dredd then?
No, not. But it's like
I wasn't hooked onto what was going on.
Yes, you was. You watched it.
I literally wanted to zone out. I wanted to watch Gen V.
You didn't want to watch. You didn't watch Gen V. You went off into the other room and carried watching
because
yourself.
I felt required to finish it. I didn't want to. 2 out of 10, maybe a 1. And I think that's especially considering the previous 2 parts of these like monsters thing.
But I would say, yeah, if you're a bit squeamish and you're not into
necrophilia,
is that what it's called? Yeah. Sickheads running around wearing other people's faces and skin, and
that is Dredd.
Having sex with dead bodies.
Yeah, but he didn't do that in real life. That's what I'm saying. It was too much. I mean, there was rumors that he did, but he didn't actually.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
But yeah, it wasn't good. What's your score?
My score is I'll give it a 3.
Oh, so you gave it less than Wayward. We said 4 for Wayward. So you just had to go.
Maybe I'll give it a 4. I mean, it probably is a 4. It probably is a 4 because it wasn't that badly made. It was well filmed. It wasn't badly acted either.
No, the acting wasn't bad.
And yeah, so it visually looked good. It's just that the pacing of the storytelling, and it was a bit too much back and forth.
Yeah, it wasn't
different storylines.
So yeah, that's this week's. What's it called? This thing? What we watching?
What we watching?
We've got to work on that.
You watching? What we watching?
Together. Jinx. Yeah. So together watching. That's it. 3 shows. Do we always watch that much TV? Because we've been also watching Big Brother. Did you watch Bake Off with me?
No, you watched it.
That's also disappointing this season. But anyway, yeah. So until next week.
Well, let us know in the comments what you're watching, or if you've watched these, let us know what you thought about it.
Definitely let me know what you thought of the Ed Gein one.
Yeah.
I want to know if that was just me. But yeah, recommendations as well. That'll be good.
And then yeah, we'll see you next week with what?
We together watching.
Please.